as, well, I will not be as historical in my presentation, but hopefully that history lingers with you. So, tonight I want to talk to you about interest. So let me ask you, are you interested in defeating loneliness, taking off subconscious blinders, the person next to you, or perhaps maybe even me? Hopefully you are, not just interested in me, but in all of these things, because it can really affect you in positively profound ways. Please excuse my walking back and forth. I need one more hand. Awesome, thank you. Okay, so I'll just give you like a head nod. Okay, so again, hopefully you're not just interested in me, but hopefully in all of these things, because it really can affect you in positively profound ways. In the time I have with you today, I will tell you why, how, and even maybe when and where you should develop interest, because constantly having newly developed interest is truly in your best interest. So first things first, let's discuss ourselves. Are you interested in you? If you subconsciously dismiss that as a trivial question, let me tell you that it was not until the summer of my first year in college when I truly became interested in me. And even now, after 21 years of life, I can only say that I've just begun to fall in love with myself. Head over heels, I might add. Let me explain. When I ask you if you are interested in you, what I mean is, would you make dinner reservations for this Friday at 7 p.m. for one? And I don't mean 1.5, with the 0.5 being Mr. or Miss Cellular Device. Ask yourself if at this point in your life, you will be able to have some sort of outing with yourself, to the movies, a sports event, dinner, and be able to draw enjoyment from the energy of your surroundings and your own presence. So from the presence of Bobby Castillo, or maybe Satin Young, Inez White. If you don't think you'd be comfortable with this, no worries. For some, it takes a lifetime to achieve true self-contentment. But that's why I'm here, to spark your interest in becoming interested. When I was growing up, my parents were always forcing me into, well, I'll say exposing me to, experiences that I now understand had the purpose of developing my self-contentment, my ability to fully enjoy the company of myself. These activities range from meditation retreats when I was 13 years old and staying overnight in museums for science siestas to traveling extensively in another continent before completing high school. I entered these activities alone, but I was always quick to make friends, though my parents were introducing me to environments where I could have grown substantially in the sense of self-contentment and at an early age. My great friend-making and interpersonal skills made it easy to avoid learning that lesson, which at the time also had no desire in learning. As I proceeded through high school, my parents were constantly telling me to learn how to be a lone wolf. Speaking in wolf terms, I already knew how to be a member of the pack and also a leader of the pack, but I was not able to be alone, and at this time in my life, I still was not really interested. As I mentioned before, I became interested the summer of my freshman year in college. I had a large financial crisis that summer that nearly altered my entire educational career in the most negative way possible. That summer, I suffered extreme depression, which actually led me to reconsider all previous events in my life and how I acted in them and how my previous actions must have been the cause of my current financial situation. There must have been something I had done wrong that I should have done differently that caused my predicament. This then led to diminished feelings of self-worth and self-aptitude. Fast forwarding ahead through this traumatic but eye-opening time in my life, I pulled myself out of my depression by again reevaluating my past actions and experiences and reminding myself what I'm capable of what I had achieved and what I had overcome in my life. As I practiced this on a daily basis, I gained newfound confidence, not in myself, or not in my image or caliber as it is perceived by others, but as I perceive myself, as I am perceived by me. I am talented, I am beautiful, I'm charismatic, I'm complex, I'm passionate, emotional, intelligent. I'm Christy Cole. Now I want to bring it back all to you, for it is you that I hope to inspire this evening. What is the value of being able to enjoy the company of yourself? How does this benefit you? Considering what you do in your free time is a good place to start with this question. When spending time with myself, I tend to research world traveling techniques in different cultures. I'm able to really hone in on these things when I'm with myself and able to identify my true interests in these topics without being distracted by the influence of social media or others. Let me provide you with an example. I participate in many young traveler forums and communities, and a popular way to travel is backpacking. Backpacking is traveling with all of your belongings on your back. Recently, I was exposed to the idea of backpacking across Asia. At first, I was overcome with excitement in this idea, especially when I discovered that it was fairly cheap and the abundance of cultural exchanges I could have. There was a time when I would read about or listen to someone tell me about something, and what I read or the account that they gave me would be the main factor in the decision that I would make. Not what I thought myself. It would be the facts of the activity, not the facts of Christy. I was not able to reflect within myself because I did not understand myself enough at the time to do so. Now when I think of backpacking, I think no. I think it's a great idea for some, but I know how I feel about extremely detailed planning. I know how I feel about mistakes in foreign places. I also know how I feel about carrying a lot of items on my back. I didn't always know how I felt about certain things until I took more interest in myself. Next, developing strong confidence in yourself also leads to feelings of liberation, as it frees you from other people and what they think of you. If you exercise spending time with yourself, you will find that you become so strongly aware of your capabilities, interests, weaknesses, and fears that any uninformed or irrelevant opinion someone else has of you will not stand a chance because you are so aware of you. You will not be bound by anyone to be able to define or love yourself. Self-contentment is liberating. Recall that I said my parents introduced me to meditating. Being able to remove yourself from the truly fast-paced times we live in, and being able to reach within yourself and hear you is valuable. As most of us are very energetic, busy, accomplished students of Illinois Wesleyan, including myself, meditation can do wonders in your life if you let it. For me, meditating allows me to remind myself that I always have control and a hold of the reins in every aspect of my life. Sometimes you need a reminder. I know it often seems like our professors and assignments are in control of our lives, but don't lose sight of the big picture. Touching on subconscious blinders, I just would like to remind you, there's a whole world out there. I hope for you to become interested in learning deeply about yourselves and just how powerful and complex each of you are. But then to also use that newfound power you have as an individual that knows him or herself to seek out ways that are best suitable for you to participate in bettering the world. I'm guilty of having narrow thoughts, mainly of my own life and how to achieve success in it. But we are surrounded by lives that we can influence and draw influence from. Remember that. For example, hopefully you have all taken some interest in the case of the 43 missing Mexican college students that sadly have been found dead as of yesterday. Tomorrow, you can show your solidarity for these students, just like us, by joining your Iwu classmates, faculty, and staff, and wearing all black. Now on to the person next to you, and why you should have interest in them. Maybe the person next to you is your friend. Maybe they potentially could become your friend or a mentor. It's one thing to have friends that inspire you, and mentors and people that you spend time with who help you to be a better person, who have common interests and goals as you. Surround yourself with these types of people, but don't depend on them for pleasure, comfort, excitement, among other things. You want to get your self-satisfaction from within. In taking an interest in and spending time with yourself, you will develop self-assurance, self-reliance, and will not need validation for anything that you decide to do in your life from other people. I hope I have succeeded in inspiring you to become interested. Because of my interests, I know who I am. Who are you? Thank you.